And here on the executive stage, we have Bulgaria. Lean as a framework for financial performance and profitable growth with Curtis Instruments. I see Vasil there. Hi, Vasil. And Ruslan Papazian, General Manager, European Operations for Curtis Instruments. Welcome. And the stage is yours.
Good morning,
so much.
Good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Vasil Petrov, and I'm the founder and managing director of Lean Institute Bulgaria. First of all, I would like to share that it's another great year of Lean Global Connection and a pleasure to contribute with some speakers from Bulgaria. It's 8 a.m. here in Sofia, sunny morning, very happy to be with all of you. And we will start with Ruslan Papazian, the General Manager of Managing Director of Parker Curtis Bulgaria, which is part of Motion Systems Group of Parker Hannifin. Ruslan is a person that we have had the pleasure to work with in the past on some initiatives, a great and very knowledgeable professional. He has 25 years of electrification experience, including in general management roles within the industrial groups of ABB, Trelleborg, and Eberspecher. He has lived in Sweden, in USA, and Bulgaria, and holds a PhD in electrical engineering, executive MBA, and also a Lean Six Sigma black belt. A very remarkable experience and a story to tell, I'm sure. So with that being said, Ruslan, thank you very much for being here with us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Vasil, and thank you for your kind words. It's really a great pleasure indeed. A sunny good morning in Bulgaria, but again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone joining. Thank you as well for the opportunity. It's a great event. I have already had the chance to be on the other side of the screen, so to say, virtually, and I look forward to contributing. And I hope there will be a good story, a story that brings value, and a story that people will associate and will move forward the, so to say, the gospel of Lean. With that being said, I would like to share really a story. And this story is related to a journey. And Vasil, thank you for supporting the team on this journey as well, in part of it. And this journey really is framed around the concept of Lean. Lean as a framework, both as a financial performance, but also as profitable growth. And Lean thinking and Kaizen culture, really the message would be that they drive performance, but they also drive engagement. They work with the people. They work with the teams. These concepts develop the teams. These concepts engage the teams. They bring ownership, and this inevitably brings growth, and a profitable growth at that. So having said that, what I will try to cover in the coming minutes is to just go overview on the Lean, how it delivers performance through speed, flexibility, cost leadership. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of deep knowledge, so I will not challenge with deep details, but I would like to give a perspective that we can associate, a perspective that the team can associate, and a perspective that drives forward the application of Lean. And Kaizen is, of course, a critical part. The Kaizen approach really focuses on this ownership and engagement, and that's where the growth comes from. And then connect this Lean thinking to strategic goals. So let's start with the story, yeah? So we have an opportunity. And I would like to talk about opportunities. I would like to talk about future. And the opportunity here is the environment, as always. I mean, there are opportunities which present to ourselves. But then we need to leverage this environment. We need to approach it. Now, what is the opportunity in the industry that I'm referring to? It's electrification. Yeah. Electrification currently accounts for 23% of the final energy consumption. I'm speaking about the EU. Some regions it's higher, Asia it's higher, US, Europe, probably on a similar level, around 20 to 23%. But this is a trend which is increasing. Already in the past couple of years, this has gone up from 20 to 23. And this, mind you, this is a great momentum. I mean, it's a large change to have so much energy now being consumed as electricity. And the expectation is that this will rise to 50%. And 2040 is not that far away. So this is a great opportunity. And another caveat in this story, in this picture, is that globally, motor-driven systems use around 46%, or almost half of the total, and use electricity. So this is the opportunity. But we live also in a world post-COVID. There are, so to say, macro trends. And these macro trends, and there are always macro trends, and they present both opportunities and challenges. We're living in an environment where we have a cost increase. If we compare to 2019, the increase in labor cost is close to 50% or even higher in certain cases. We have the doubling of the energy cost in certain, so to say, environments since 2019. And of course, always competition. Opportunities bring interest, and this is great. Competition is always great. It, so to say, gives you the chance to be better, to stay on top, to serve your customers. But this means that these problems you have to approach. And I think one of the, so to say, elements of lean as well is that when you have an issue, then you run to the issue, you approach the issue, you don't run away from it. So how to approach this opportunity, keeping in mind the challenges. And the opportunity is, again, serving the electrifying market. And this is, both in figuratively and literally speaking, the electrifying market. It's really something that I believe in. It's something that will drive the future applications. And I'm just giving a quick overview how one can approach, without going into deep into, so to say, company specifics, but how one sees the electrification in terms of serving it with products and with components that are required to drive electrification, and specifically on the transportation of highway markets. Machine control, motors in impound. So, I mean, these are all components. As you saw, almost 50% of the energy, electrical energy consumed is by electric motors. So we stand with this opportunity, we stand with these macro trends, and now we have to realize where do we stand as a team, as a company. So in some cases, when we start speaking about lean, we probably start speaking about lean when there is something to fix, right? I mean, we have an issue to fix. And I think, well, Vasil, we have been happy to start our discussions and cooperation at a time where the current state was not looking dramatic. I mean, no time delivery of 95 plus, manufacturing efficiency high. So what's the issue? I mean, why use lean? Why approach it with the troubleshooting? Why approach it with the so to say, aspect of improving all the time? Again, I know that many of you are thinking, well, that's the point, right? I mean, you always continuously improve, you always do better. But again, here, the ambition is really to follow the opportunity, and the opportunity is the future state. Double. Dream big. You know, if your goals don't scare you, probably they're not big enough. So the point is really to make sure that in this environment of increased cost, increased competition, increased resource cost, how to double and stay competitive, stay flexible, stay speedy, work with the customers. And of course, it's a very natural approach. It comes with lean. And I'm telling this story because it's, I mean, in some of the cases, we reach for the lean toolbox when we have an issue, when we have a cost issue, when we have a performance issue. But I really would bring the message, of lean, reaching the lean as a positive, as an engagement toolbox, as a growth toolbox, as a toolbox which will help you go further, stay good, be better, and take your organization to the next level. So I will go a bit more in specifics, and these are some of the projects which were run in the team, and a start of a journey, so to say, of aligning, of improving, of staying lean, of being prepared for growth. So first thing is organize, 5S, visual management. Why is this important? Well, it's important because, I mean, from a perspective, it's safety is probably one of the big things that we have to put first. I mean, it's team, and when we talk about teams, it's safety. And an organized environment is a safe environment. It's an environment where people feel good, where people feel safe, and they would like to deliver in this environment. When it's light, when it's organized, when you have space, when you're reaching all the things. This is working with the team. Of course, as a consequence comes the benefit of speed, space utilization. The KPIs will follow. But if we care about the team, if we care about the organization, this is where we start. So we started with the safety, we started with the overview. And it's a great journey. It's an ongoing journey. You always try to do better. You always try to make your environment better. A recommendation, use this game if you haven't, this 5S game, trying to find the numbers in the left side and the right side, how much time it will take. It's a very, insightful, simple but insightful way how organization plays to your benefits. Another topic, of course, that you bring into a subsequent discussion, the value stream. You go in deep into the product. You have your current state, you have your future state, and the question is, you would like to organize, you would like to bring your cost in a controlled manner, especially if you would like to grow as well. So what do? Do you do CapEx? No, you start with lean. Lean before capital, so to say. You start in a way that you would like to see a future where you can do double without doing anything else but organize. And this is probably a story that is told by this concrete example. So current state, for example, if you look into the left, you have a future state looking into the right, and then at the bottom you see some of the calculated. It's still a, so to say, a process, ongoing process, but you see some of the calculated benefits. Now, because it's all practical, so I left it with the local team language. This is Bulgarian, so I left it for two reasons. First, probably to test your Bulgarian and to improve it. But the other reason is that to bring the message, numbers speak for themselves. You don't need the language. Look at the percentage gains that you can get. You have information improvements, maybe improving it up to 80%. You have lead times up to 50%. You have process cycle time up to 11%. It's already good. You have the whole process lead time, 70%. You have value-added activities up to 3 times increase. Inventory turnovers up to 3 times increase. So I mean, you see, this is no capex. This is no capital here. This is organization. This is lean thinking. This is organizing what you already have. And it's obvious that if you would like to double, maybe you look into a future where you can do that in a relatively capex lean way. So we said, what is the environment? What do we do in this environment? And this is the value stream map. And I'm going through specific projects. And again, on the back of a story, you can do better, you can do lean, you can involve the people just by picking up on topics which are important, which work for your team, which work for your customer. And the last one to mention as a project is that once you have the space, once you have the process of producing, then you organize the process also of planning. And why is this important? Of course, it's always important. I mean, for those in operations, I mean, planning is so to say, the Bible that we swear by. And planning also goes a lot into the team. Planning is, for me, it's a critical part for several reasons, but it's not a glimpse into the future. You're not trying to predict the future. You're trying to prepare for the future. And the future is currently volatile. The future holds many promises, but also many challenges. And what is really critical for a team to make sure that the team stays speedy, that the team stays flexible, that the team stays motivated and coherent by the way that the team communicates and then communicates respectively to the customer. This is to organize a process flow. And this process flow of planning is really in some aspects very critical. It affects your inventory levels, it affects your speed of reaction, it affects how much mix you can have in your production. So what this, so to say, view tells us a story is, to the left you will see a previous state, and then to the right you will see a subsequent state. Now, is the one to the left wrong? No. Why? Well, because it makes sense for a certain organization. If you want to stay in a certain size, if you want to stay within a certain, so to say, product range, yes, of course, you will utilize, so to say, the closeness of the team. And this is probably what you see as well now. You see a process which is very much circular, meaning that there are a lot of iterations, and they're happening within the team, and they're happening continuously. And that is excellent for a certain, so to say, flexibility, and that is excellent for a certain size. But if you want to go deeper, if you want to go the next stage, you have to think twice as big. And thinking twice as big means that you do a cadence. You do a very structured cadence of subsequent steps, daily, weekly, monthly. And this outcome was very, so to say, insightful throughout this project. You see a lot more touch points, you see a lot more overlaps, but you also see a times cadence. So this planning, it really works towards the team. It really works towards getting the communication flowing and making it flow in a very easy, in a very, so to say, comradial way, in a way that the team does not have to repeat things and does not have to reach continuously to different parts of the organization. So a great progress, and I'm really, so to say, looking forward to the continued work on this cadence. And cadence is really something important, and it's something that Lean brings along, because the cadence, this is the rhythm, right? I mean, if you're a rowing team, you need a rhythm. You need someone to keep the rhythm. You need someone to stay, to put the team together on a pulse that works for everybody, and everybody contributes to the same thing. So I touched and gave examples of how to organize space, how to organize the manufacturing process, and how to organize the information process. And these are all bringing benefits in terms of speed, flexibility, and team coherence. And of course, the customers feel it. And of course, what puts it all together is the Kaizen, so to say, process, the Kaizen events. And I'm just throwing here a few well-known things, but this really, really, so to say, rings true when you see it in action. Throw out all your old fixed ideas. No blame. Think positive. Just do it. Don't wait for perfection. I'm an engineer by training, so a lot of us will try to do 99% of the job. Well, it's tough. It's probably too expensive. It's probably too late. So don't wait for perfection. Just do it. See waste and problems as an opportunity. This we already discussed. Get to the root cause. Get on the shop floor. Go to the Gemba and have fun, of course. And Just to very briefly, I don't want to so to say really focus on a company, but I think this is a great overview. This is really important, and within the team at Parker, this is a very guiding principle, and you see it's really coming from lean. It's really coming together in a very coherent way, how to drive this performance growth and driving it through the first thing, people. So safety driven by Kaizen, safety driven by teams that work together, that feel the ownership, that work in an environment that is safe. And this all brings together the customer experience, the profitable growth, and the financial performance. This is really a framework, and it's based on lean. This is really a whole, so to say, company strategy, really a winning strategy based on lean and Kaizen. So just to wrap up, a few maybe key takeaways. Lean drives speed and cost ownership. This is leadership, apologies. This is clean. Really, the experience so far has been make sure that lean is taken positively. We all work in environments with people, and people as people sometimes perceive changes, sometimes perceive optimization as a process that is a pressure on us. No, this is an opportunity for us. Take it as an open opportunity. Take lean as a way to grow, as a way to learn, as a way to improve, and the positive side should be driving really. The benefits of cost saving is of course there. The benefits of cost leadership, of course, are there. But the important is that you take this opportunity and use the lean tools to improve yourself and to take the chance to grow and to build new business, new relationships, and new customers. And to do that, again, Kaizen is a great toolbox as well for, I mean, the approach, the Kaizen approach is really a great toolbox to drive this engagement, to work with the people, to be very practical, to really transfer the message and get everybody to have the opportunity to contribute, to do better, to contribute, to develop the team, to feel the ownership, and this will ultimately inevitably lead to growth. And last but not least, have fun. Go make great things for your teams and customers. So here I would like to stop and probably have the opportunity to take a few questions if there are.
Thank you very much, Ruslan. Very insightful. To be honest with you, working with you has been quite exciting also from the perspective of that you are one of the few customers that came to us saying we would like to use lean proactively. It's not about big issues that we have. It's about making sure that we are going to solve the future problems through lean, and I think that has been amazing. Now to the questions. Let me start with the first one. It's impressive what you managed to accomplish at Curtis. It's been a privilege to see the journey firsthand. And a general question, as labor costs in Bulgaria catch up to those in the European Union as a whole, how can Bulgarian manufacturing companies stay competitive?
I think Bulgaria is a great place. I'm not trying to make commercial, but this is my belief. I mean, from the experience, based on experience. I think Bulgaria, there are many great places, of course, that you can manufacture, but Bulgaria is definitely one of them for several reasons. First, the cost advantage remains. There have been changes to the cost base, and these have been significant in some cases. But the fact remains that this is Bulgaria is a European Union country, soon to be in the Euro. So it's just a very, so to say, integrated one member of the European and a large market, as we know, one of the largest markets globally. So the competitiveness remains in terms of cost, but this is no longer the main thing. We need to make sure that we stay competitive through, so to say, process efficiencies. We stay competitive through knowledge. We stay competitive through flexibility. We stay competitive through automation. So these are really great topics. And frankly, Bulgaria, so to say, needs to do that very fast. There are markets where this was there was available time to go through this process in a much more smoother way. For Bulgaria, this came very quickly, and the Bulgarian markets needs to adjust very quickly in order to stay competitive. The chances are there, but the action should be in place. Otherwise, competitiveness will not stay forever, for sure.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. You said something that I think is very much correct and important. You said you don't run away from issues, you address them as they appear. And I think that's fundamental to Lean, solve problems on the way and learn and adapt quickly. Now, how do you do that? How do you make sure that your employees will not look for the easier solution to kind of find a workaround and not address the issues as they appear? What would be your suggestion to those that struggle with that?
It's a lot has to do with leadership as well. A lot has to do with the team. If there is no environment of free, open sharing, of no blaming, of seeing problems as a way to grow. Again, the no blaming is really something that I would like to stress here. I mean, so the team needs to feel very comfortable in the way of sharing issues, because issues are not, you don't associate the issue with the person. There is an issue and there is a person. So if you if you bring an issue that that should be awarded, that should be applauded. And that's it takes time to build a culture like this, but it's really critical to do that. Otherwise, problems will not come up. And then, of course, it's extremely important that the improvements are visible, and people are, so to say, awarded, not literally, but figuratively, in being recognized, being, so to say, challenged, but also being recognized for what they have achieved as a team.
I couldn't agree more with that. I think that many leaders still have to understand that employees not knowing where to go and how to proceed is a leadership problem. It's not necessarily an employee problem, and it needs to be worked up the chain and not down the way. So a great answer, thank you. And one last question, maybe we have 2 more minutes. A very young organization that would like to start with Lean, what would be your suggestion? Where to start? What would be maybe the first several things that you would advise them to start with?
In a young organization?
Yeah. Let's say young in terms of Lean, not young necessarily as an organization, but an organization that has no clue about Lean, they would like to start now.
Well, it's a great question, and I don't know if I can, get a great answer, but start thinking as if it's your own. I mean, if this is not your organization, start thinking like it's your organization, and then Lean will come very natural. You would like to do things better. You would like to do things faster. You would like to grow, and you probably don't want to spend too much capital. And the way to do that is Lean.
Wonderful. All right. So thank you very much for your time. It has been for me again. I was part of some of this journey. Let's say not the whole of it, but we were supporting, and some of the things that you shared, I didn't even know, but it was very interesting. Thanks once again, and good luck in the future things that you plan to do with Lean.
Thank you for the great hosting, Vasil. It was a pleasure to be part. And again, thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Vasil. Thank you so much, Ruslan. Great to have you.